Hey, Victor. Hey, Sergio. Okay, so good. I'm so glad that you popped in, Victor. This is so good. Great afternoon, Sergio. Awesome, awesome. All right. It is 7 after the hour here in Central Florida, so I'm going to dive right in. If it's your first time catching one of my live broadcasts, my name is Tabitha Christopher of tabithachristopher.com. I am a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm an auntie, and I'm also the founder of the Mind Style Makeover Bootcamp, also known as MSMBC. It is the Character and Resilience Building Training Program that provides students in college and high school with a roadmap to succeed academically, athletically, socially, and emotionally. Now, I'm so glad that you tuned in to tonight's Mind Style Makeover Mondays chat that happens every single Monday right here on YouTube. I'm also live on Instagram. I'm live on X. I'm live on LinkedIn. And let's just get to it. Like, what is tonight's Mind Style Makeover chat all about? Well, we're going to be talking about the three toxic thoughts that's keeping you stuck and preventing you from owning your story. And the one thing, if you do this one thing, it could get you unstuck from a negative thought cycle that's leading to unhealthy choices. Why should you watch tonight's Mind Style Makeover Monday chat? Well, I would encourage you to watch if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired and going through the run of the mill of just negative, debilitating, toxic thoughts that isn't adding any quality to your life, your health, and well being. If that's where you're at, then you have tuned into the right place, and I encourage you to keep on watching. So I'm not going to delay any further. The three toxic thoughts that may be keeping you stuck and preventing you from owning your story is number one, the of fear of failure. Fear of failure. Is that Jordan? I gotta say hi to everybody. Hello. Fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of the unknown. You see, oftentimes we don't make the decision to face the things that we most fear in our story, whether it's our past or things that's happened presently. Sometimes we will find ourselves avoiding having tough talks. We will find ourselves just going along to get along. We'll find ourselves making decisions to just be socially acceptable while knowing that our convictions would say opposite, right? We'll find ourselves oftentimes questioning the right thing to do because we're afraid of, well, if I choose to do the right thing, what if my family, what if my friends desert me? What if me taking a stand, what if me facing these painful situations in my life or uncomfortable ones is going to lead to massive success? What if it works? So what do I do next? So I confront these things in my life. Things go better than I expected. What's the next step? Would I be able to sustain the good results that have happened? And then I think the biggest one for all of us would be the fear of the unknown, not knowing which direction things could go. I know for me, that was the biggest thing that kept me back from owning my story. And if you don't know my personal story, in a snapshot, I have faced and overcome abuse, anxiety, addiction, and debilitating health ailments in my physical body that had been going on for many, many years. I faced and overcame all of those things and so much more. But for a long time, I was stuck in this toxic state of fear, of not knowing if I were to confront these situations and individuals in my life, what would happen? What if things blew up and my confronting these situations only made the matter worse for other people, other innocent people that's involved. And so I just stayed away from having those conversations, and I dusted things under the rug. And oh, that is Jordan. So we're proud of you. You're very brave, Mr. Oh, thank you so much. I'm proud of you too. Hey, Erica. So so for a long time that kept me stuck. Um, Mainly fear of failure and fear of the unknown. Fear of success, I didn't think that that was a possibility. I didn't see there being a possibility for success in owning my story and having to confront the issues of my past that I was allowing to influence decisions in my present life. All right. So without going into much detail, now what happens? What would happen if if you're in that place of where I was for a very long time, if you were to overcome these three toxic thoughts, whether it's one of the three or two of the three or all three, what would happen if you overcame that? I guarantee you, when these three toxic thoughts no longer have a hold over your mind, over your story, your self-esteem, it just has it has a complete makeover. The insecurities that you once faced, where you would walk into a room and you would just try to be invisible, or hope to not draw attention to yourself, or just feeling unsure about about what about what you believe, being unsure about speaking out on matters that are dear and near to your heart. Like, you will find a lot of these things start to shift and change when you work on owning your story, what's going on within your mind, what's going on within your thought process, your quality of thoughts that no one else has access to. No one else can see what's going on inside of your mind except for you and God, right? So what happens when you get a handle of those thoughts and you're able to improve the quality of them through owning your story? Again, it frees you from low self-esteem. It frees you from insecurity. It frees you from people pleasing. Oh, and it's so good. So here's the one thing. The one thing that if you were to do it, I'm going to tell you right now, is it, I'll tell you this one thing, because there was a few things that I did to help me with owning my story, but I want to share with you this one simple thing that if you were to start doing this consistently, that one issue that has been nagging, that has been bothering you, that has been pulling you down and distracting your thought process. Like, every time you sit down to get some work done, get your schoolwork done, work on a project for work or whatever the case is, and this issue just keeps popping up, and you're like, oh my gosh, you can't put your best foot forward because you're distracted. If you were to do this one thing and start to do this every single day, okay, every single day for the next, I would say just do it for the next 5 days. Let's just keep it simple, keep it short, for you. Something that would be a low barrier just to get started with. 5 days, 5 days of doing this. So where you take out your journal, take out a blank sheet of paper, and every single time that thought or issue comes up, you write it down. Write down whatever that thought process is presently within your mind. Write it down, anchor it to paper. And as you're writing it, I'm going to ask you to ask yourself, what would happen if you were to confront this issue head on? What is the worst that could happen if you were to confront this issue head on? And then the next question I would encourage you to ask is, what is the best case scenario of what could happen if you were to confront the issue head on? Start to write out the thought. What this does is it puts you back in that position of you're you're taking you're taking accountability of what thoughts get to remain within the beautiful garden of your mind, and the perspective it's helping you to shape a healthy perspective around that issue. um, I know one of the mistakes that I made is that an issue could come up, and I know I have to see that person with either within that day or very soon. And if I don't take time to slow down, reflect, and write out that thought, the situation, the scenario, and do what I'm mentioning to you, there is a high chance that I may explode, and I have. I have exploded in situations like that. I know you're better than me than that. You've been able to have better self control over yourself, but I have found myself after being what I would consider patient, um, where I've tried to deal with the situation in different ways, but the person doesn't seem to be hearing or acknowledging what it is that I'm saying, and the problem still persists. And then my choosing to lose patience, then lose self control, and relinquish it over to the other person by getting upset, right, and reacting in a way that's not beneficial. We're back. That's not beneficial to me, to that person, to any of those people that's within close proximity of the situation, because it's going to affect more than just you and that person. It's going to affect just about every other person that's closely connected to both of you, right? So this one thing I encourage you to do, and if you're like, I'm already journaling, I already do a lot of writing every single day, I already do a lot of reflecting and so forth. However, I would encourage you with this question. If you are engaging in proactive journaling, not just getting your thoughts down, but putting down proactive questions that will cause you to think deeper about the situation, but to consider the situation and the soul, the very soul of the individual or individuals that you are having to deal with. Because oftentimes we get caught up on making the issue, the problem that we're having, we take that and we plaster the issue and problem to that person's value and identity. And then we attack the person with that level of vitriol. And we tear apart a beautiful soul of a human being, right? And, some would say we need to go case by case. I would encourage you to remember that you and I, at any given time, whether in the next in days ahead, but definitely in our past, we have been in need of grace. We have been in need of mercy. We have been in need of patience, right? And we can lead with grace. We can lead with mercy. We can lead with patience in our communication with one another. And if we don't feel like we're able to do that with that person, in that given time, then engage in proactive journaling, putting proactive questions down and slowing down your reaction, your reaction to leaning into reflection, so that when you go into addressing the situation, you're looking at it from a perspective, from a wide lens view that sees the whole person and not just the problem or problems. Okay. Well, I hope that helps. And for those of you that specifically, I have quite a number of students that I've had the opportunity to get connected with over the years, whether it's through youth empowerment summits, whether it's through community events, whether it's through organizations like RILA, whether it's at a college, university, and so forth. And you're finding yourself like, man, I I have a lot of stuff going on that's not just in my my academic area. It's not just on the field. I got stuff going on in my personal life as well, and it's things that I don't even know how to put voice to. And I could really use some help with that. I could really use some help in getting some tools in my toolbox that will help me to be able to thrive inside and outside the classroom, regardless of what adversity that I face. And I want to encourage you to know that I have the solution for that, and it's through my Mind Style Makeover Bootcamp that walks you through step by step how to create your own blueprint, legacy success story of the life you've lived, what you're experiencing now presently, and the life story that you would like to create and have impact with and continue to have impact with long after you're gone, and the strategic steps to take in order to make it a reality. So my Mindstyle Makeover Bootcamp, we are going to be launching cycle 1 of our beta test coming up this summer. So if you want to be on that wait list to be the first student to be able to go through the Mindstyle Makeover Bootcamp, then I encourage you to go to my website, www.tabithachristopher.com, www.tabithachristopher.com, and the pop-up page that comes up, you're going to sign up, put your first name in, put your email address in, and then click Join MSNBC 2024 Waitlist. Confirm your selection, and that's it. You're on and set to go. Now, if you have any questions about anything that we shared about in today's Mindstyle Makeover Monday chat, feel free to DM me or email contact us at tabithachristopher.com. You can email contact us at tabithachristopher.com. I look forward to hearing from you. I love receiving questions. I love receiving your ideas and suggestions about what other topics you would like to hear about here on our Mindstyle Makeover Mondays chat. And to catch any of our previous Mindstyle Makeover Mondays chat, just visit my YouTube channel at The Tabitha Christopher, at The Tabitha Christopher. All right, God bless you guys, and look forward to seeing you all on our next Mindstyle Makeover Monday chat. Bye.